Hello again, everyone, and thank you for voting on this episode. All 30 of you, or whoever, I forgot the. Anyway, so this episode, I wanted to show you how to exactly search for jobs using Wantedly. And Wantedly, the reason I want to show you Wantedly is because this is how I found my first job in Japan. But for this episode, I want to. There's a few conditions for the search conditions. So one will be, let's say, under 3 years as an engineer. So more or less a junior. That's debatable. You know, how many years is a junior? But okay, under 3 or 2 years, junior engineer, and let's say beginner to Japanese, like under N3, like under N3. Junior engineer, maybe you're a university graduate, maybe you're self-taught and you have about 1 year experience. And then the last condition will be, what is the last one? The last one is, you don't live in Japan. So those three conditions is what we will use for this job search. But I'll also give you some tips and some things to be careful about. And there will be timestamps so you can find what you need. This is not scripted at all. I'm just going through wantedly.com. I just made a new account and I'll show you what's happening. So we're at the landing page, and it's you have to, when you go search for Wantedly, I think you should search for Japan because there's one for Singapore and another country. But Wantedly is basically a Japanese search, kind of job search website, and it's mostly for IT related. So there's marketing, sales, and all that. But a lot of startups, kind of local Japanese startups. As you can see here, there's Fukuoka. Well, sorry if you can't read it. I'll explain some parts of it. So there's a good variety. So there's entity data, for example. Then there's a small startup somewhere. So there's a good variety of jobs here to look up. This is just a new account I made with my another Gmail account. So you should be able to make an account with just your Gmail. So we're going to go straight into it. You are a junior. We'll have a look at what's available first. And you have a junior side job. So even side job's fine. If you're just looking for something to start off, just anything. A side job, freelance. So we'll remove that. We'll go side jobs, freelance, contract work, part-time work. You know what? Actually, we'll just have a look first at new graduate and internship. We'll have a look at the other ones later. But first, let's look at new graduate internship, and then we will go to a. Where's engineering? Oh, that's the first thing. Okay, so we have we'll look at engineering first, your intern, and then you can select your which type of engineer you are. Let's keep it simple and let's just do web engineer. We want to reduce the jobs as much as possible. So we go to web engineer. And then for location, we cannot be picky. We just choose any location. If you can go to Sapporo, like look, if you're a junior or you're starting up, you can always change to a different city or change jobs later. The most important thing is that you get here first. Like that is the most important thing, to get here first. And once you're here, that's when you can do your first 2 years. And then you have a lot more freedom after that. You can move anywhere. So no location, company, features. Look, you can't be picky these days. I mean, you can be picky these days, but if you're just coming up, be selective and non-picky yet selective. It doesn't make sense. But anyway, so we have showing 10 of 2,642, and I don't think you're going to be looking at or 2,642. But instead of recommended, maybe we'll look at newest. We'll sort by newest. Okay, so and some of these companies I've seen them for quite a while. So we'll look at this. It's in Osaka, web engineer intern. This is great. This is but and it's targeted to foreigners. So this is I think I've seen this start up for quite a while ago. I feel like I've talked to someone from here before. But the good thing about this is you can see how much they've been funded, how many workers, when they were funded, and their link website. Okay, so it's a website for foreigners traveling and stuff, YOLO base. And so here, look, you just go here and translate to English if you want. But usually you can see we are gaikokujin, which is a foreigner, and it's muke. And it's for foreigners. The site's for foreigners, and it's also the company that hires foreigners, and they have quite a few different types of things they're doing. So these kind of small, I don't know if you can call this small, 90 workers. But remember, when a company says 90, it could just be 50. And then like 40 are over like just interns and it's not updated. So whenever you see members for any company, maybe put that down to about 60% because they kind of inflate this number. And so yeah, the good thing about this Wantedly is you can see a bit more detail about the company, rather than if you use Indeed or something. It's just a real quick little post, and then they also say what kind of languages. So here you go, PHP. So first you see PHP, and they use the framework Symfony. I always make fun of PHP because I think it's I don't know, I just don't like it. But if you like it, that's great, because there are still a lot of jobs in Japan with PHP. Of course, AWS. They also use Flutter. So if you like Flutter, I've seen Flutter around lately, quite a bit. There was React Native, but Flutter is also an up-and-comer. And the great thing as well is that you can see the workers, CTO, the engineer. You can kind of see who else is working here a little, and there's three options, I think. You can, of course, first you just want to bookmark all the companies that you're interested in. But if you want to visit, you click want to visit. I don't want to visit. Okay, so then you have three options. You're ready for a real interview. You want to talk with the team first. Before I visit, let's talk with the team online. So I think this is probably not a good option, just to quickly interview. Usually you want to talk. Just want to talk and see what's up. And then you can send a request, and then you'll be directed to any one of these guys or maybe someone else. But this kind of step, I think, is great, especially if you're in Japan, which some of you are. I recommend Wantedly. So that's one type, and then the actual job here is user. Anyway, so when you look at these type of jobs, let's look back here. So this is that's a intern for engineering, and some of them don't have the how much you make an hour, and I think of course that's on purpose, because they don't know how to value you maybe, and they don't want to put a number up front, because if they said something like $60,000, everyone's gonna go, I want $60,000, but maybe you're only worth, in terms of the market, your market value as an engineer, $40,000, for example. I know this sounds harsh to some people, but you know, everyone kind of has this value on them of how much they can produce. I mean, isn't this capitalism? I don't know. I'm not an expert on that. So, okay, that's the first one, the first job I see. It's a new one. Of course, before you do all this, you should update your profile and all that. It's the most annoying part of all these job search websites. You're basically filling up the same thing. You can update your profile. just for my recommendation, just get a nice photo. Just put some basic information about yourself and your profile. You don't have to go so in deep detail. So just make a nice profile and just say something nice. You know, this is some simple rules there. So we'll have a look down new graduate internships. Gizmo. So this is the great part. So you can actually click when you see that. I think I've seen the startup. Where is it located? You go down and see where it's located. Yeah, around Shibuya. That's a pretty solid company. They also offer that directly to their website, and you can see all the workers there, all the lovely people. So yeah, you also get their mission statement, their values, their, you know, these kind of I don't know if it's important. Personally, I don't really read this stuff. It's just as a web developer, I was like, what do I do? What do you want me to do? Give me money or something. I don't know. Give me money and I'll code like a monkey. And then so what you want to just quickly jump to. So I don't think this is an actual job position. Yeah, so this one here, you just, here we go. There we go. You click on job postings, and then you have a whole list of engineer related. So if you self-study, this one's also fine. And you shouldn't be scared if they say, so see, you got the whole program list of what they want. And you shouldn't be so scared to just apply to stuff if it's not, even if it's not in English. In Japanese, you shouldn't feel so scared. Just have a talk. Just try as much as you can. But like, you look, if you're a junior or a starting person from overseas, I'll be honest, like chances are you can't get this mid-career. Here you go. So this kind of company is relatively, I don't know what you would define a large company. Let's say this is a middle, I would say medium size is anything from, it's probably a definition, but my definition is under 100, you're probably still a small company relative to other large companies. Then once you go to the hundreds, even the hundreds, you're probably still medium. In my mind, a large company is when you go to like 1,000 workers. I don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm going all around the place. So let's go back to the condition or level where we're at. Junior dev, overseas, little Japanese. So as you can see, most of these might be just targeted to Japanese. So sometimes when you're searching, this is a little tip here, when you're searching through job websites, not to say that you shouldn't apply if there is nothing about foreigners. Always apply no matter what. And some interesting things would be like, they don't hire, but his friend's company speaks English. So there's always this, if one small company says no to you, doesn't mean it's the end of the world. That's what I'm saying. I've been recommended to another company, but declined from one company as a freelancer. And it's also just nice to talk to someone there, just to keep connection. And maybe you can add them on here as a connection. Something like LinkedIn, but without all the fluff around LinkedIn. I can't stand it. So there's a lot of new graduates. How many? 2,000. I'm not gonna go through all of them. But like if you're in Japan, there's so many jobs here. You just have to apply yourself with what you know. So make sure you know Vue.js or React. So let's there's probably two, like a Ruby engineer. I don't want to be a Ruby engineer. Who wants to be a Ruby engineer these days? What is this? 2008? Okay, so let's even make this even easier for us. We'll go to Vue.js. for example. We can add that. And then let's have a look at this. So this probably not the best, but we have to say something like gaijin okay or something. I don't know what the politically correct. どうだろう、外国人向けじゃあ外国人 Okay, geez, this is the only one that came up. Are these all from YOLO Japan? Here's one. Yeah, I don't know how to search for foreign friendly. Gaijin, I think you can't use that word, maybe. Kaigai? Kaigai is a bit different. Okay, no, this is so you got to play around with some text sometimes because you're not going to go through all 2,000 jobs. So look up the word kaigai, gaikokujin, okay, just anything related to foreign or foreigners, and you do get some interesting other companies, and they offer new graduates. So here, this is nice. You can see how nice companies look. There's a non. I mean, he could be Japanese. You don't know who's Japanese actually in terms of where they're born, but you can see there's a foreigner there. Okay, so they have some experience of foreigners. Web engineer, new graduates, great. You can check that list. This one here, actually, I know this company. I tried to do sales to them once. Why is Gaijin or Kaigai okay for them? Where's this one? Oh, I think I know this one too. This is near Shinagawa. Yes, Shinagawa. How do I go down? This is near Shinagawa, and they do a lot of what do you call it? Like Shopify stuff. And I think they have English speakers. So there's so many, like, this is why I try to say to people, there's so many companies in Japan in IT, and you can work for them, but maybe not through LinkedIn. LinkedIn is for medium to well, I think you know what I mean if you know what I mean. It's for large companies mostly. You won't see small to medium size. Like this is this is a little large. Does that make sense? A little large? I don't know. But this one here, nearly 800 and expanding business. So when you look for companies that expand businesses abroad, you want to connect with them because maybe you can help them in the future. I see some of my viewers I saw from Brazil. There's some Japanese companies who want to expand to Brazil. So don't just think, I want to come to the company and I want to become an engineer and that's it. You can also think, I want to come to the company, of course, do my job, but if there's an opportunity, I can help the company do something in my country, wherever you come from. And especially, I think if you're from, I saw some people who are from, is it Nigeria, or I think there's like some tech things happening there. So there's some opportunities where this kind of companies are global, they have this kind of global image. I think they want to connect with people with ideas who have technical understanding, and they can help localize something. So yeah, as you can tell, this is a very long video, and I'll be going through too many things that you should be looking out for. So here you want to visit, remember, just talk to the team first. You send out all the requests, and you just send out heaps of requests. And then whoever you can talk to, just talk to them. Okay, we're going through as a web developer, Vue.js. So there are a lot of jobs that, zero kara学んでキャリアを選べる engineer. So there's a lot of jobs which accept real beginners, but you just have to really want it. These kind of jobs, there are quite a few. So going to the condition part. So if you are living abroad, how would you approach? So if you can connect to them first and then put all your details, how would you approach it? Just don't be weird. Oh, this is not time to explain this stuff. But yeah, if you can talk to any of them, and then always say just have a portfolio. And and I think this is what I think is a little bit of the problem here. I know someone who's going through who went through a coding course, like one of those expensive boot camps. So I know someone that went through it, and then there's boot camps, and then people who come into it, like I saw some of their GitHubs, and it was just tutorial, like that tutorial how type of people. Not that like that's bad, like tutorials are great, and I use them occasionally too. But if you go to one of these guys and you go, yeah, I really want to, here's the tutorial I done, or here's my GitHub, and it's just tutorials. It's not really I don't have, like, for me as well, I don't have time to look at your code if it's all tutorials, because I just know that you just watched something and kind of not copy paste, but you typed it, but it was just someone telling you what to do. What I think because I also have to find freelancers for projects as well, and I've also been in that hiring process, is I want to see, it doesn't have to be fully finished product, just I want to see something you made that you believe in. And then I want to hear the issues that you had trying to make it, because once I hear that, I go, okay, this person understands the process of making something from start to finish, even if it's not fully finished. So if you have that, it's way better, way better. And then, like, for example, this is TypeScript. Let's say I do Vue.js, but my TypeScript is pretty crappy. It's still crappy. So you can just say, like, I have a bit of TypeScript experience, but I would like to learn more. I would like to put more time into my spare time to be better at typing at TypeScript. Oh, there's so many companies here. But when I saw these jobs, I feel like you shouldn't even ask me for a job. Like you don't even need my help. But that's my naive mind thinking, because I'm more of a, I'll say this is a crypto guy. I've seen him before. Fukuoka startup blockchain guy. Whatever you want to code in, it's here in Tokyo or in Japan somewhere. Yeah, it's inappropriate, mate. What else should I look at here? There's just too many companies. So what you do is here is you put in the language at the top. So let's remove Vue.js and Kaigai. And then let's, for example, let's say, so I think that's enough of showing you how to use a site and what I look out for. I think it's important about the visa part, whether they sponsor visa or not. And I think, honestly, with half of the time, it could just be that they don't know. Like if they don't have much experience with visas, they just don't know. And another one is there's a risk involved. And that risk is that if they set everything up and you come and they hire you and you're trash, you become their responsibility. And I think that might be most cases. So if you want to make it easier, so when you approach these people, you're approaching people, remember that. It's just some person at the other end who has a responsibility to find engineers. Or maybe the good thing about this is you can talk to the lead engineer directly. So when you talk to these people, just say like, I'm happy to work remotely or as intern remotely so you can see how good I am, a kind of test phase. So let's say, I can, even if you're a student, just say, look, I'm a student, I'm self-taught in my country, whatever. I have a degree for visa purposes. And I just need to, for you to trust me, working together, I can code remotely from my country for like 2 or 3 months, or something like 1 or 3 months. Let's just say 3 months for safety, and see if we can work together well. And I can help out to fix codes or bugs, and you can judge my ability and judge my compatibility with you. I think that's like I think this is probably the safest way for both parties. Okay, I don't want to talk too much. I already talk all the time anyway. So don't think, I mean, I'm not saying don't, yeah, I'm saying don't do it. Don't just be a guy going, oh, please give me a job now. I want to go now, please. Take me, please, now. Like, just be a guy go, like, oh, so you need help with Vue. I'm not in your country right now, and I really like the way I like your company's mission. Is there a way that I can trial as an engineer? Then if it goes well, I can get sponsored to go to work in your company. I think you got to try to find a way to do it like that. In my opinion, the only people who can just go like, oh yeah, I want this job, give me 80K or something. You probably wouldn't say like that, but in the end it will look like that. People with at least mid-engineer experience. Once you have, like, let's say let's say you have 4 years. Is that mid? I don't know, 4 or 5 years. Kind of like mine was like 6 years or so. You can kind of be really picky and go, yeah, no, I want to do this. You have to pay me this much. I wouldn't say like that, but in my head, there's something playing like that. These kind of level, so mid to senior is the one where you don't trial anything. You just know this guy's a real deal. Look at the company he's been working for and the type, and they talk to you, and they find out, okay, this guy can make stuff. He can make certain type of stuff. He can make this or that. But if you're a junior, just focus on getting your first foot in the door. Offer, hey, I know people don't like it, but offer some free work. Offer some free work to test so they can test your ability and then see how keen you are. I'm not saying like work free for 3 months, but offer something, give them something. Okay, let's quickly look at this one, client work. So, okay, so this is interesting. I need to talk now about this part. I don't know this company, let's have a look, but they have client work and their own service, yeah? They even get students. So this company here, let's have a look. This is interesting. And then about the Japanese companies who, like, let's say you have N3, and just say you're just going to try your best to study Japanese. Just tell them what they want to hear and what you're trying to do. So this one here is, you'll find a lot of companies in Tokyo, I mean in Japan in general, that do client work. Client work is just basically what I'm doing as a freelance. But so they'll get projects from the larger companies. Then you have how many people? 24 members. Okay, this is a really small company. 24 members. They have 24 members, and then maybe up here they'll get projects from companies with a few hundred members. Then those few hundred members will get projects from the large Sony. What else is there? Sony. That's all I can think about in my head. Sony, PlayStation, Nintendo, Toyota, NTT. Top, the middle, like 200, 300, 1,000. Then you have these smaller groups like this, 24 members, and they'll be getting, they're the last people in the food. What do you call it? The cycle of food, the fish. Okay. I think I better drink some water. And the cool thing is Shibuya. So cool, all the cool companies now, they're all in Shibuya. So so what I'm trying to say is, these kind of companies, they'll have their own original service they're trying to make. And that original service will probably have no profits, 0 profits, but they want to make something interesting. Okay, they're calling it EC Mall, art scenes. What is it, like an art website? Well, let's check their service quickly. So they have a service they're making, and on the side to keep revenue, they do projects. So it's the company's side project, and then the companies where they actually make money is by just coding projects for medium to large size companies. More or less what I'm doing, but this is of course a proper small company with a nice website. So it's even possible, like, you don't have to use this. This is also just a directory of websites. You can just go to the website directly and just contact and just send an email directly. So this, here we go, we've got a Google form here. What can we do with this? That's nice. So just fill this stuff up, Google Translate everything, whatever. Yeah, nothing is, all these forms are always, even my form is annoying to write, type in. But just go through, look, ask 100 companies. I know this sounds like a real dumb thing to say, but it's like when you're a guy at a club or a bar and you got to talk to a lot of, and then finally, what I mean? Okay, so that is interesting company. I think they're doing awesome. Yeah, they like foreign stuff, game content. So I don't think these kind of companies will be, okay, this is going to be a rant about LinkedIn. These kind of companies might be on LinkedIn or might not. The reason is, I don't think Japanese use LinkedIn so much. The only people who use LinkedIn are mostly foreigners and recruiters. Yeah, so you should, I'm sure you guys can create an account. I just created an account with my Gmail. And at least you can, this is the good part about this. At least you can talk to someone directly. It's like, I understand it's quite scary to interview in Japanese or even interview in English with a Japanese company, but just give it a go. Okay, so this format, let me know if there's some parts you want to know more, because I'll make another one maybe in Indeed.com, and I think one more website, and even I'll look at our LinkedIn and give you my honest opinion for junior to pre-mid engineers. So let me know what you think. Is this too long? Do you want more information? Do you have any questions? I'm trying to see how I can explain things and show things that can affect you, or that you can use yourself, and give some advice. So thank you for watching this far. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you soon with another job hunting, maybe in like a mid engineer, or maybe a senior engineer, or maybe just front end in general. So let me know, and I'll see you when I see you.